welcome back to my channel, guys. I missed you. Vlogsters, why do I feel like it's like once a month I just get on here and I just want to chat? First of all, I have filmed so much stuff that I have to edit and upload and share with you that it just can... I hate to even use these words, but I have to be real with you. It can be really overwhelming because whenever I don't want to use these words, because you guys are always like, just take your time. You don't have to upload every day and all the things, which I love, except I do. I'm doing it to myself, 100%. There's no doubt. You guys are not putting pressure on me to upload every day. Trust in that. However, oh, that just hurt. However, it is a lot. I also am trying to like balance my content, which is probably the thing that I'm putting the most pressure on myself to do. The reason we had Super Saver Saturday last week, or I don't know when you're watching this, but the weekend of September 13th, 14th, I think it was September 14th is exactly when we did it, Saturday, September 14th. The reason that it all ended up being in one day is because I had all of these hauls. I had all of this stuff that I had purchased that I really wanted to share with you, but I didn't want it to overwhelm my entire channel by like sharing one haul a day. Think about it, there were 7 haul videos that day, and it would have been, I mean, if you even include the Sunday midnight was a friend mail haul, because she'd sent me a bunch of new stuff from the Dollar Tree, it was like 8 videos, and that's a lot. And then I received more stuff since then that I had ordered before that I just thought would be here in time for Super Saver Saturday. Plus, Old Navy had a promotion when I bought all those clothes from Old Navy that I earned Old Navy cash. I don't think it's called Old Navy cash. I think it's called like Super Cash or whatever. Do you like that flower in the corner? So then I wanted to use that before it expired, and I ended up getting Jimmy some pants, and then look at this dress. I'm in love with this dress. If hindsight being what it was, I'd buy 5 of these. I just would have. I love it. I love the material. I love the way it feels. I love the neck. I love the sleeves. I love the stretch, the waist, everything. It's just everything about this dress. The length, it's sort of like long. So I'm wearing this for this video, but of course I have to change it before I craft. As you can tell, I'm in the craft room. So what is going on? That's what I wanted to jump on here today and say, what's going on, Jerry? So there's a couple of things that are going on that I wanted to share with you. Jim is... I have shot some vlog videos that I think that this is going to go, that I'm going to stick on the front of these because they were like little snippets of vlogs. So you might have seen this already, but Jim was scheduled to work during the day last week, and then one of the girls ended up getting fired, so then he had to switch back to nights. And I love for him to be working evenings. He is not a morning person normally, and he can sleep in, and he's home before like midnight, which I love. He's not working till 4 o'clock in the morning like he used to at the fast food restaurant. But that being said, I miss him, as you can imagine, and I'm not gonna cry. I might cry. I miss him. I don't get to see him as much, and I'm so happy for him that he's got something that makes him so happy. I do. Of course, my ultimate goal is I would love for him to be retired, so that he could just be here to be my partner in this. As the channel grows, it's becoming more and more work, which I love the work. I actually was just talking to one of you all on Messenger or possibly on DMs on Instagram, that she asked me, and forgive me, I do have quite a bit of conversations going on, so who exactly asked me what, I'd have to like usually look up. If I give a shout out, I have to actually look up, but she asked me, do I miss working outside of the home? And parts of me do. I mean, when I was the site coordinator, more than when I was a house manager. See, like, a house manager, you kind of like live there with the ladies. Like, even though you do get dressed up to go to the office for meetings and stuff, but as far as like, you know, I was the live-in, and even the people who aren't the live-ins, we want them to be like comfortable, because they want the women to feel like they're comfortable in their own house, and like you're more of like a friend than a person coming to be in charge of them. Like, you want that comfort level. So there's like, you don't dress up, you know what I mean? But when I was the site coordinator, it was an office environment, and it was like a office work office. So I dressed nice, like not like corporate Wall Street, but for the situation. Like, I could wear nice jeans and a blazer or whatever. Like, I didn't have to even wear that. Not all the site coordinators did, but I just felt more comfortable doing that. And I have some really nice work clothes that I really enjoyed getting dressed every day. And just like, what can I do different with this shirt and this suit kind of thing. So I do miss that aspect. I do miss, like, one of the things that I loved towards the end of my career as a site coordinator, I finally started to have like the normal person life. I know that sounds weird. Growing up, if you know, my mom was in the fire department, my brother was in the fire department, and he was a police officer. I was in a marching band. So usually growing up, when we needed something dry cleaned, it was a uniform. But as I got older, I had nicer clothes that required dry cleaning. And I know this is the stupidest example, but I'm just going to tell you this example. So, coming home from work and like, I have to stop at the dry cleaner, felt to me like a normal person. Like, I know that that's air quotes, because what's normal? But to me, it was just like, you didn't like drop it off on Friday night because you needed it Saturday morning. And it wasn't just because it was a uniform you needed for the parade. It was more like, I'm just a person who gets my stuff done, I have my stuff together, you know, and just running errands after work was always so fun. Like, I'm going to stop at the grocery store and get something to make for dinner tonight. To me, that's the aspect that I kind of miss. Because we're a one-car family, I mean, Mom has a car, but she often, like, lets friends use it, who don't have cars, which is very sweet. But we're really a one-car family, Jim and I. So I can't just on the spur of the moment say I want to just like, tired of being home, I'm just going to get in the car and go. I have to like coordinate with him and say, I'm going to drive you to work tonight because I want the car. Like, I have the car tonight. I had to go to CVS and didn't have to go to Starbucks, but they were doing a star promotion that I basically went to Starbucks and I got a free coffee. Like, that's pretty much how that I had two promotions running at the same time. Anyway, I digress. So I was like, oh, I can go to Starbucks, and I'll go to stop at CVS and I'll go to Starbucks after, or vice versa. And then it's Sunday, so it's like, what else can I do? I can't go to Hobby Lobby, but I can go to the Dollar Tree. But then it rained. So it's just like, even when you plan to do things, like I plan to have the car, you can't always plan what you're gonna do, because obviously there's other things that can happen. So I do feel like Jim and I are finally, after 19 years of marriage and 20 years together, and almost 3 years. I'll say almost 3 years, because I'm like, if it's going to be October 1st soon, so like next week is October 1st? Yeah, next week. No, like a little over a week is October 1st. So October 1st will be 2 years and 10 months on YouTube. So almost 3 years on YouTube. 6 years of being mostly unemployed for me, and Jimmy working as the primary breadwinner. I finally feel like we're at a place where it's like we're in a good place. We're financially more secure. we can start planning more for our, not planning, but doing more for our future, which I'm so excited about because we were in the planning stages for a long time, and now we're ready to like really do. So yeah, that's everything. I mean, not everything to tell you, but that was, so it's exciting. It's an exciting time, but of course we're working really hard, and we're getting older, so it's just like we want to spend more time together, which is hard. Jim gets this, like, he gets self-stressed when he tries to do anything on a work day, like anything, like around the house or whatever. He gets like, oh, he gets like first he gets a mental stress, like, am I going to be too tired for work? And then he gets a secondary type of stress where he gets like, is this going to make me late for work? And we've been working on this for years about like, just be calm. But what has happened over the past few years for me is that I am starting to, he's very empathic, but now he's becoming, I guess, I don't want to say I'm becoming empathic, but he sort of radiates the stress. It's emanating from his body and it's getting into me. And I'm like, I'm not a person who normally stresses about things. I really don't. I don't. I used to like thrive on deadlines and really like to hunker down and get the work done when it needs to be done. But I'm not like a person who just worries about stuff, like just for the sake of worrying, or it never makes your life better. So, but lately, every time he worries about something, I'm like, I don't know what to do with you because you're making me crazy. God bless him. So, so lately, like the last couple of years, it's really becoming like increasingly worse. Like, I'm like, okay, you have got to relax. He's tired of me telling him to relax, which I feel really bad about, but I can't. This house will not survive if I'm a high-strung person. There's too many high-strung people with negative thoughts for me to be taken down with them. I have to keep my positive attitude. So, God bless. So, we're working every day. People ask like, how are you so happy? How do you stay married so long? We work on it. It's not like a physically laborious work or even like a very stressful work, but it's work. You have to put an effort into it. I find myself constantly apologizing for knee-jerk reactions that I may have that I really shouldn't have had and that I wouldn't have had more than 2 years ago. I was not a knee-jerk reaction kind of person, but he is like, the stress that he emanates is really like starting to like, okay, stop, just woosah. Anyhow, just want to share that with you guys. Again, it's nothing like we're fine, we're great. I guess it's stuff everybody goes through all the time. And when you're married so long, again, it's probably 100% normal. And when you love somebody and you just don't want to see them worked up over things that are not necessary to be to get yourself worked up over. But I'm coming to realize that he functions better when I allow him to stress just a tiny bit. The problem is, for me, is learning exactly how much is that tiny bit, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. It's pretty amazing. I'm pretty amazed by him. So I have a project, an autumn project that requires spray painting, and the humidity here has not gone below 60% in like 3 weeks. So I don't think I'm going to get to that this year. So if you bought all those little plastic leaves, sorry. I'm probably not going to get to that DIY this year. Because it's going to be winter before I can get to it. I watched this really funny video. I follow Zoe on Instagram, and if you don't follow Zoe, he's just so funny. He has he takes these little videos that parents do of their kids, and he pretends like they're FaceTime calls. And but anyway, one of the things he did today was there was a guy, and I don't know if you're familiar, but with some Southern Baptist churches, their prayer almost has like a song type quality. You know, like be like, "Help me, Jesus, help me." You know what I mean? So it's sort of like that. And he was at a red light behind a Brinks truck, and he was like, "Oh, Jesus, please just let one door open, Jesus." It was really funny. So I was thinking about that when I started to say, you know, please, Jesus, I just want 1 week of fall weather. And I started to sing, and I'm like, I won't do that to you guys. I won't sing for you. But I just was like, I just want like 1 week, just 1 week. I would love to have a whole season again of autumn weather, but I would 1 week, just 1 week straight. I can go out and work in the yard. When I work in the yard, it sometimes takes me over like 2-3 days because I get tired, and especially in the autumn, my worst allergy, or the highest sensitivity to allergy, the allergen that I have the highest sensitivity to, that's what I meant to say, is leaf mold. So when I go in, like, I have a leaf blower and I go and blow the leaves out so I can rake them up, I sometimes need to do that over the course of 2 days because it can make me like breathe, you know? So not anaphylaxis, just like my sinuses being so clogged. So that's why I look for like a week at a time, because I like to get all this stuff done. Plus, it's hard to get into the spirit of autumn when it's so blessed warm out. They're like, oh, it's not going to be so hot this week. It's only going to be 86. It's almost October. Where is 86 degrees not warm in October? I know, Texas, Florida, but I don't live in Texas and Florida. I'm in the middle of the country. This should be middle in weather. It shouldn't be freezing cold like it is in the Northeast or in the North or in the Northwest, and it shouldn't be sweaty hot like it is in the South and the Southeast and the South Central areas of the United States. It should be better. But anyhow, hopefully the weather will cool down a little bit so I can get to going what we're going to be doing. So listen, I love you all, and thank you for listening to me rant and rant and rant and talk and talk and talk. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. I'll see you next time. Bye. Huggy emoji, huggy emoji.